Good evening, I'm Pinky Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, we tackle the issues, we clarify matters, and we get on point. False information spreading online remains a growing threat across the globe. Just recently, China's massive AI breakthrough, DeepSeek, has raised serious security concerns. As millions download the app, many are wary over the possible censorship, information control, and factual distortion. Deepfakes are among the most damaging, especially when used to attack or discredit people. Philippine authorities have already raised caution, telling the public to be on alert. But how exactly do you cope with runaway technology? Let's get on point with Dominic Ligot, founder and executive director of Data Ethics PH. Dominic, good evening. Welcome to the show and welcome to the Billionario News Channel.
Thanks, Pinky. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for your time. Let's start with deepfake. What is it?
Well, deepfake,
definition of terms muna tayo.
Yeah. It's two words. Deep stands for deep learning, which is the use of AI, to create whatever you want, images, sound. And then fake is obviously fake media. So kaya siya deep fake. You use AI to create fake media.
Gumagamit ka ng artificial intelligence para bumuo ng isang peking, is it just video?
Yeah, it's video, it's pictures, audio.
Yeah, everything.
Because AI is pervasive na ngayon. Everyone's, you mentioned DeepSeek earlier. DeepSeek is a chatbot. So hindi na siya abnormal to use AI for various
Right.
uses.
I mean, it's almost really, we have started the age of AI or artificial intelligence. What's the technology behind deepfake?
Well, deepfakes, nagsimula yan. There's a field in computer science called computer vision.
Computer what?
Computer vision.
Vision.
Nagsimula lang yan, like detecting faces or identifying ano ba tong picture na to, is it a cat or a dog? That was the original parang root of computer vision. Ngayon, instead of just identifying what a cat or a dog is, pwede ka nang gumawa ng cats or pwede ka nang gumawa ng dogs.
Okay.
You just prompt the AI, I need an orange cat in a beach, gagawa siya ng image. Now, on deepfakes is a branch of that where, ironically, I don't know kung maraming may alam nito, nag-start siya sa porn.
Really?
Porno, yeah. Kasi ang gawain ng mga researchers
Sandali,
dyan.
pwede ba natin ito sabihin? Okay, be careful, please.
No, this is real. Kasi they would swap faces of celebrities on some random naked body. And yun na yung research. In fact, in South Korea now, this is happening now, there's a deepfake porn epidemic. Women are getting abused, blackmailed. Kasi kukunin lang yung picture na, they'll slap it on a naked body, and then the blackmailers will send the picture to them.
So you're talking about still photos?
Still photos and pwede na video ngayon.
Kaya na rin ng video?
Yeah.
Okay. When did it begin?
I don't know when specifically it began, but as early as 2018, like Data Ethics PH was started around that time. We were starting to ring the alarm bells. Dalawa yan eh. Of course, porn is one thing. Politics is the other thing.
Okay.
We were expecting deepfakes to be used for political propaganda. But it's not all bad, no? You can also use deepfakes for good things. Para lang siyang CGI, if you're familiar with CGI.
No, I'm not.
CGI is yung ginagawa ng Hollywood. They create computer-generated graphics for movies.
See.
So this is like a cheaper version of CGI. But now it's almost impossible to tell the difference. You can use deepfakes to de-age people.
Yeah.
Like there's some movies na they start out as old people, nagiging young sila, mga flashbacks.
So
yan.
ngayon pwede nang gamitin ng deepfake dyan?
Yes.
And it's being used?
Yes.
It's already being used. Okay. Where would you say it's most prevalent, deepfakes?
Good and bad. Well,
Siguro let's start with the good and then the bad.
For creative purposes, like as I said, for movie making.
So kahit movie making, it's not called deepfake because technically deepfake is a bad thing, hindi ho ba?
Hindi naman. The term deepfake
I
kasi
see.
has been parang tainted kasi nga a lot of the negativity is associated with it. Pero for example, mga Star Wars fans are familiar with Mandalorian. Si Luke Skywalker showed up. Pero yung age ni Mark Hamill does not allow that to happen, di ba? So they got another actor and then they deepfake yung mukha ni Mark Hamill on that person.
Okay, so
With permission, I hope, no?
pero hindi pala ganun kasama. The word deepfake is not necessarily negative because the connotation to me was ang deepfake ay masama.
Nega, yeah.
Hindi pala, okay.
Objectively speaking, it's just using AI to create synthetic media.
Ang paggamit ng AI. All right, okay. So, sa bad, where is it most prevalent?
Well, yun na nga, as I mentioned, in South Korea, they have that epidemic. So anything that can be used for malicious purposes, identity theft, there have been cases reported where like CEOs of companies were impersonated. Someone was able to ask a bank to do a bank transfer. Yung bosses was mimicking the CEO. Nabola nila yung bangko. No?
Wow.
And of course, the politics. You know, you can deepfake politicians and elections.
Is there a country where it's most prevalent?
I can't say which country, but just last year, in the Indian elections, deepfakes of dead politicians were being used to, you know, get support. Pero the way it was treated in India...
How is that possible if they're dead? I mean, hindi ho ba alam ng publiko na patay na sila?
Hindi, yun nga interesting eh. In this case, it wasn't even seen as malicious. Parang they got, I guess, footage and video of the dead politician. Kasi ini-endorso niya yung anak niya who was running for office.
Opo.
So that was part of the campaign, no?
Yeah, but they certainly knew that that father was already dead. And was it acceptable?
Yeah, I think in that case, it wasn't seen as malicious. But obviously, it's a way of, you know, creating, it's a form of campaigning that didn't exist before. Can you imagine if, you know, our old politicians came back and gave a speech to endorse a certain candidate? So that's fair game. Now, there have been other cases naman. I'm sure you've seen yung mga Obama deepfake, where talagang the idea is to impersonate someone and have them say, you know, something that they never did.
Yeah, either say something they never did, endorse something that they never endorsed, and basically really just bring out misinformation, disinformation to the public. Are there different types of deepfakes? We mentioned it a while ago, photos, videos, audio. Which do you think among the three would be the most dangerous?
I think audio, for me, is the most dangerous.
Why?
Kasi it's really hard to tell whether what you're hearing, let's say you hear it on a radio, kasi wala kang visual cue eh. The thing about video
Tama.
and pictures, although I have to let you know, don't let people convince you that you can detect deepfakes. It's almost impossible.
Really?
Yeah, it's so flawless.
Now?
Nowadays. Pero palalo na audio. If you hear someone say something sa audio, maybe the only tell is, kasi usually these technologies are based in the States, no? So minsan mali-mali sila sa accent nila, like peso imbis na peso. Pero those are minor glitches. And they'll talk in straight English when dapat naman siguro Taglish. Pero sa video and audio, minsan you will catch an inconsistency. Kasi what they will try to do is they'll get maybe, let's say, footage of you. You know, they'll rip it out of YouTube. Pero they'll use deepfake to let you say something else.
Yeah.
Ililip sync mo yung ibang
In
audio.
fact, it's actually happened to me a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I think I was endorsing something to which I had to say that was not real. That was my face, but it wasn't my voice because it was very obvious. Well, at least for someone like me.
Because you'll know it's not you. Yeah.
Because, for obvious reasons. How long or how hard is it to create a fake? Kasi hindi mo
Media.
yeah.
You know, depending on where you sit, it's a good and a bad thing. Kasi these days, it's so easy to do. Dati kasi you needed, well, number one, you need hardware for it, mga graphics processing cards. But now the prices of those cards have fallen. Dati you needed servers, now you can do it on a laptop. And dati it took hours, ngayon a couple of minutes. You don't even need to be a programmer. Dati kasi may special software pa yan. Now it's a point-and-click thing. I think there are even apps you can download today. Naalala mo yung mga face swapping apps? Available na yan on Android and Apple Play. And you can download that. No?
So, if that exists, is that a threat to us? Yung mga nagpapakita ng mga bigla kang tumanda. I remember there was an app that actually makes you look many years older.
Face app.
Face app, right? And then I do recall someone saying or warning about actually doing it. Dahil nga, it could be used for other purposes. So yung mga ganun bang mga apps, would you say, you know, treat it with caution?
Absolutely. Kasi like even the case of Face app, no, and that's an old app na. If you read the fine print, di ba, when you download something, I agree.
At hindi naman natin binabasa
No
yung
one
fine
reads it.
print.
Yeah. It says the author of the app has the rights to your digital data.
There you go.
And the author is a Russian company. I mean, I'm not casting aspersions, no, but you really want a company in Russia owning your face, no, and the derivative products.
Okay.
And then after that, you can't control anymore. Kahit na legitimate yung purpose mo, and you publish it, baka gamitin yan for other purposes that you were not aware of.
Right. So this is it. This is an example of the face swap. So I thought there were two versions. One is where basically it's your face, but you swap
With another body.
with another body, right? Or it's again your face, but you swap it to an older version of yourself. So yung po yung sinasabi niyong like, look at this one. I don't know if you can tell who that is.
I won't say who that is, pero I think kilala nyo yan, no? I think the point now is, even in this example, if you don't know this person, could you really tell na it's a fake image?
If you don't really know, yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
And the way these technologies work now, kasi yung original face swap, medyo halata mo kung saan, kung nasan yung original face, may border. No?
Hindi perfect yung shape, no?
That doesn't exist with this example. Kasi the way the AI works now, talagang biniblend talaga niya. Kung yung
Seamlessly.
Oo, kung yung target photo mo is someone old, i-age ka niya to match the target.
So here's the thing. The question is, how can one determine deep fakes? Yung mga peke na, is it right to say fake deep fakes? Because basically you're saying they're good deep fakes.
They're all fake. I think the question is, how do you know if it's a malicious one?
A malicious one. Or sige, how do you determine or spot deep fakes? We're going to have that discussion and more when we return. This is On Point.
From the filing of candidacies until the last ballot is counted, your newest trusted news source, BNC, the Billionario News Channel, will be at the forefront to guide your decisions and guard your vote. Tune in to BNC's Election 2025 special coverage.
Magandang gabi, ako po si Pinky Webb.
At ako naman si Corina Sanchez Rojas. Simulan na natin ang agenda.
Pinati ni Pangulong BBM si Donald Trump sa kanyang inaugurasyon bilang 47th President of the United States.
Papatigil ni US President Donald Trump sa birthright citizenship. Excited na ang American pop rock band na Maroon 5 sa kanilang pagbabalik sa Pilipinas. Sa bawat issue may anggulo at ang balita may agenda.
Welcome back. You're watching On Point. Still with us, Data Ethics PH founder and executive director Dominic Ligot. So the question is, how do you determine bad? Ayan na, gamitin natin yung tama, bad deepfakes. Let's show some examples. We have three. Let's start with
Here's
Bill
my
Gates.
plan to restore law and
Donald
order
Trump.
in our cities and throughout our country, frankly. First, because this demonstration video has been crafted using the lip synthesis web application to illustrate just how effortlessly you can manipulate media. With lip synthesis, achieving seamless lip synchronization is as simple as two. Here's my plan to restore law and order in our cities and throughout our country, frankly. First, because
All right, that was very obvious. Though.
Obvious because the audio.
if you were not watching it, you were just listening to it,
It's gonna be hard.
it's going to be very hard. Okay, but that was an easy spot.
Yeah, it's easy because, and this is often where you can spot, even up to now, yung mga video that have been altered. Usually, the original footage has nothing to do with yung lip sync. So minsan, the editing is a little off. Or let's say it was a 3-second audio, pero 2-second video, so may konting overlap. Makikita mo mag-ano siya, magfa-flash edit siya. Pero there are ways
But
of getting
maybe
around
that
that.
you're just saying that because you're an expert. But for
The common tao,
yung
mahirap. No?
ordinary, yung hindi naman mga expert in the field, how will they be able to spot it?
Well, yun na
Where
nga
do
yung
you
problema
start?
eh.
Do you start with the mouth? Ganun ba? The
No,
eyes?
I feel you should go beyond that na agad eh.
Yeah.
Try to figure out ano ba yung message nitong media na to. Like for example, the
Okay.
case you mentioned of yourself, you were probably being used to sell some medicine or some investment scam. Would you really have a journalist saying that on video? I mean, yun dapat yung immediate instinct mo na bakit binibentahan ako ni Pinky ng something. That should never happen. Pero the problem is when you get to politics, you have two different people. One group wants to hear what this video wants to say, and the other group is anti. So you will always miss some people who yung parang kino-confirm mo yung bias nila. And that's dangerous.
And that will happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because you are going to believe what you want to hear, and you are going to hear what you want to believe.
Yep.
That is the case. All right, let's do another video.
Can be done in a way that none of those failures of the past would recur because just the physics of how it's built.
This is deepfake example of what is possible with powerful computer and editing. It took around 72 hours to create this example from scratch using extremely powerful GPU. It could improve with more computing time, but 90% people cannot tell the difference.
Can be done in a way that none of those
It's more in sync,
So
but still
dito,
not.
huli mo yung last part because the voice was consistent. Pero nag-iba yung video. Di ba? Nag-ibang angle. Pero again, if you're not attuned naman to looking at edited video, baka it might just
a
get
lot
past
of,
you.
Yeah, that will totally escape you because hindi mo naman minsan alam talaga yung pag nag-cut to cut eh. Di
Yes.
naman alam ng lahat ng tao yun eh.
And then the other thing is, merong vocal tick si Bill Gates, obviously the fake, na hindi nahuli nung synthetic audio. Kasi, so I think those are things na kahit papaano you might catch. But then, let's say the second message was something more malicious. Dapat yun yung mahuli ng mga tao.
So you always have to be very cautious. I guess that's the learning lesson here, even before watching it and trying to determine if it's real or not. You always have to be cautious.
Yeah. Do you know in Finland, they teach primary school students not to trust the internet.
Wow.
They have a lesson on disinformation, malinformation, di ba? As early as young age.
Eh kasi nandun na tayo eh. We're at that age.
Tayo,
of
young kids, they're getting
technological
educated by
advancement.
TikTok.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Right. Would it get to a point that, well, obviously you said what the more dangerous one would be audio, no? What happens? How can one determine if you are actually talking to a fake?
Yeah, for identity theft.
Yeah, paano yon?
Like in the case of that bank transfer, right? I think there, and I remember having a talk like this, with a group. You have to take extra precaution. Like, di ba, common scam yung you'll receive a text, it's someone you know, or maybe your mother na stranded somewhere, padalan mo ako ng pera. There can be a voice version of that
Wow.
that you might encounter. Now, dyan, I think it solely depends on how well do you know, let's say your family. Do you have like a secret code word that you would use just to identify someone? Kasi you can bet, lalo na if you're, a politician or prominent person, you could be the target of anything like blackmail. You have to take extra precautions kasi that can always happen.
I guess that's a good advice that among families you have to have like a secret code, not really a password, but a code in case a call might be made. Hindi ba?
It works both
Especially
ways.
sa bahay, ah.
You can have a special code to say totoo ito,
Oo.
and just so you don't alarm whoever.
Or
the
after-
other way around
or-
to prove na it's fake.
Right. Or, kasi if you're saying audio is the most dangerous right now, there could be a fake audio of a family member saying, you need to get this or that at home and bring it to this area because
Yeah, it could
we
be
need the
anything.
money.
Could be kidnapping, could be hold
somebody,
up.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we don't hear about those cases now, but that is
Yeah,
certainly
but that's
possible
possibly
using the
gonna
technology.
happen. Yeah. What about the elections? The Philippine midterm elections. How will deep fake come into play in the midterm elections? What can we expect?
We've been expecting it since as early as 2018, but actually we haven't seen a lot of political deepfakes. I suppose it's because people are also being careful. Kasi the moment matag guys, you're using deepfake for your campaign or attacking someone, then it's a media
Yeah, but
firestorm.
yung kalaban mo, pwedeng gawin sa'yo yun.
Correct. You know, you
Okay.
can use deepfakes to impersonate your enemy and then have them say something.
Yeah.
So for me, the best barometer is the fact that COMELEC already put out rules. No, there was a recent COMELEC guideline. I think it's 11064, where they require registration na if you're going to use digital platforms, AI. They at least want to make sure that you ask for permission in case there's any violations. But let's face it, not the perpetrators are not going to ask for permission. So the bigger, I think, concern will be how can you detect early? Or if you're a citizen, do you know where to report it? Kasi dapat we should be vigilant. Pag nakita mong, for whatever reason, may gumagamit ng synthetic media, you should report it.
What about DeepSeek now? Please explain DeepSeek.
Yeah, yung deep kasi, it keeps coming up because that's really the
Ninenervyos na ako
technology.
sa lahat ng mga terminology na may
Yeah.
deep.
Oo, diba? Mga kanta na may deep. Deep kasi is deep learning. That's the AI technology being used to create all of these, complicated software. So si DeepSeek is a Chinese chatbot or Chinese language model. Parang siyang ChatGPT, pero kinapi ng China. And it's being offered for free now. You can use it. It's actually caused a storm now in the AI world. Kasi two things they did. Number one, they did not use the cutting-edge NVIDIA chips. NVIDIA kasi yung gamit ng OpenAI. And second, the costs, or at least the implied costs of developing this, was much cheaper than ChatGPT. So parang na-democratize tuloy yung mundo ng AI. But then, ang kapalit niyan, people have been testing this stuff. And apparently, it's rather biased for China.
How so?
You can ask it a lot of controversial stuff like what happened in Tiananmen Square, or what do you think of the 9-dash line, diba? Meron tayong ongoing dispute. Either hindi niya sasagutin or it will answer it favoring China, which for me is interesting. No? Parang you would think AI should be neutral, AI should be something you can use for any
Well,
purpose.
maybe that's something that obviously can be asked, di ba? What is happening to the West Philippine Sea? Or
In my experience,
is there a
hindi niya sasagutin yan.
9-dash line? Kasi kapag hindi sinagot, that's obviously biased because dapat ang sagutin niya according to the Permanent Court of Arbitration.
Correct. Be factual.
There
Get
is
the
no
Wikipedia
It
entry.
disregarded the
No, I
9-dash line
actually
of
showed
China.
this in a media event, just earlier. Literally, sabi ko, I had the document with all of the facts. No? Sinabi ko lang, can you please summarize this document? Sinummarize niya, including the part about the claim of China being invalid. Kasi that was on the document.
What do you mean, the claim of China? We're talking about the 9-dash line.
Regarding the
Okay.
9-dash line. And then, after a few seconds, binura niya yung sinulat niya. And then sabi niya, I can't talk about that. Let's talk about something else.
Okay, so clearly very biased.
So
there.
literally in front of your eyes, it edits it. It's
Yeah.
really bizarre.
And
Never
that
seen
quick,
anything
huh?
like it. Yes.
How many seconds was that?
May
from
ano
the
rin,
turn?
may mga 1 to 2 second delay. Kasi sabi ko, okay naman pala. It summarized it properly. And then it edited it in
I
real
see.
time.
What is the danger, I guess, of these?
These tools.
Yeah.
I think one thing that maybe we haven't been ready for, it's one thing to have AI, but the way itong mga DeepSeek na to are working, it's now slowly replacing, let's say, Google search as a source of truth. Dati, if you want to know something, you search for it online, you get a website. Ngayon, you just ask AI. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? It depends. How good is the AI in providing facts? Eh kung medyo edited na yan and biased na yan. And let's say, di ba, we keep talking about Gen B, Generation Beta, starts this year. Can you imagine Gen B in 20 years?
Yeah.
They're going to grow up just assuming AI is the source of truth.
So how do you determine that the AI is credible or not?
That's hard. For me, you should not limit yourself to one.
Yeah.
You should have multiple. Pag-away-awayan mo sila, just so you get multiple perspectives.
So
But-
bawal ang tamad dito.
Bawal ang lazy.
Yeah, you
and,
cannot be lazy.
And then for me, I would still be wary of using AI talaga as a source of truth.
Yeah.
You should get verified sources. Fact-checking nga dapat eh. But even fact-checkers aren't having a nice time these days as far as the news is concerned. Diba?
Well, all right. So I guess I can just begin to imagine what will happen in the next couple of years with advancement in technology and artificial intelligence. Dominic, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time.
It's a pleasure.
Well, before we go, we have this breaking news. Albay 1st District Representative and Liberal Party President Edsel Lagman has passed away. His daughter, Tabaco City Mayor Crisel Lagman, made the announcement in a statement. The mayor said her father died at 5:01 this afternoon, and we extend our condolences to the family and his constituents. And that's On Point. Join us again tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. here on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. I'm Pinky Webb. Thank you for watching.